Hello, and thank you for coming back to my page. Today, I just wanted to make sure I don't leave out anything. When my my boyfriend died, 3 months later, a friend of ours died, and 3 months later, my grandmother died. So I had three deaths in 6 months. It was hard on me. And that's when the police kind of took sort of um they manipulated me basically um to help them try and bust like the big time dealers, not the people buying, a matchbox of weed and smoking a joint, not them. But basically I went along with everything, um and when when it was basically said and done, that girl forced me to go to the principal's office. She was first in line when 20 of them attacked me. And I don't remember falling because I wasn't kicked, but I had bruises all over the top part of my body. And yeah, that happened when I was still 14. So I did go through a hell of a lot for a young person like that. Um, Luckily, um, luckily, my dad had found a job in Johannesburg in Kempton Park. We lived in Nelspruit. It's a small town, very small town. Everybody knows everybody, and yeah, so everybody knew what happened. And then he got this amazing job in Johannesburg. And my sister and I, we were so happy. So we moved in the middle of 95. And then everything settled down fine. We found a nice house. We had stability for the first time in terms of where we lived, and that I can actually take my friends to my house. So that was different. And basically from there on, I was telling the story about me and my friend going out with two guys, and me ending up at Normanize. So basically, they actually showed me where the girls sleep, and it was horrible. It was horrible, and I couldn't leave it. So I got a hold of her, and we spoke, and obviously I apologized, and then she said, you know what, if it wasn't for you and what happened, my family would have never pulled together the way they did, and I need to thank you. Jeez, and I felt so like I didn't understand where she was coming from, because I ruined her life. So then that is all behind me. Now, what I want to start talking to you guys about tonight is the first time I started feeling depressed. I was 21, and my GP put me on a tablet, and it was absolutely horrible. It took you at least 5 days to get onto the medication, and also start with small doses going up in dose, because that stuff made you so sick that the moment you lift your head, you feel like you're gonna faint, but you're lying down. Like your brain is kind of swelling up, like this kind of thing in your skull. You can feel it. And so yes, you can definitely feel an antidepressant working on your brain. You can feel it. Some like that specific medication, I don't think it's on the market anymore, because when my doctor gave it to me, she did say that the medication is old, and I went through the brochure and found out it was from like 1980. And I mean, there had been various medical improvements to antidepressants by the time I started taking it, because that was 2001. So 2001, I went onto it. I stayed on for 6 months, and then I went off of it. And going off of it is exactly like going onto it. So when you're going off it, you go little by little by little, but you do get this inertia, kind of like I want to faint, but my brain is swelling up in my skull, feeling the whole time. And I still remember my dad and I both going back on the same medication, and both of us going through those severe bad effects. And we were both at home. We were booked off because you can't do anything. You cannot do anything except lie in your bed, sleep as much as you can. And all fine and well, I go off it because I have a bit of a meltdown. I would say this is sort of end of 2001, beginning 2002. So I was admitted to the hospital, the psychiatric ward, and that was the first time that I ever really saw a psychiatrist, was booked into a psychiatric ward. We would, in the mornings, literally stand in a queue to hand in your file to the nurse so that it can go into order, and you don't sit there half of the day without your meds. So we would sit there and wait for her before she even comes with her cart. We will be sitting there waiting. And the reason why is because the method that they were using was zonk them out as much as possible, and you won't have any issues from your patients in hospital during the day. You'll see your regular booked patients. And he was in Kempton, but the hospital that I was booked in was in Benoni. That's at least an hour's drive, depending on where you're driving from. We're in Kempton to, yes. So you basically get, I can't remember the tranquilizers. You get, good gosh, mood stabilizers, antipsychotics. Like you get like a little container full of your little pillikies, and they're all different colors, and you start knowing, okay, those two blue ones, those are the two that make me feel so nice. Because while booked in to the that's the reason I got booked in. Now I remember. My dad was busy dying, and I couldn't deal with it. So in fact, this was much later. This, because I used to get depressive moods, but I didn't go onto that medication on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. At some point, my husband and I both said, look, these tablets are not good for you. Don't take it. And that is when I was referred to my first psychiatrist. I'm not saying any names. Anyways, so I would consult him for a couple of minutes in the morning when he's there, and I promise you it was very vague, very skimming over the top type of thing. And then like I said, you would get your tablet. So maybe by the time you even see him, those have kicked in and you're on another planet. We would be sitting outside the entire day, I kid you not, and smoke. Smoke, 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 smoke. Literally. The one cigarette after the other. That is what you do in a psychiatric ward. You smoke yourself to death. I'm struggling with my chest. It's bad. And it's because of that. Okay. So I was booked in for 5 or 7 days. It was quite a long stay. For me, the medical aid allowed 30 days. So, yeah, they allowed 30 days, and they gave you visits with your psychiatrist. You just need to monitor that you're making, like, not spending too much money on either one. Anyways, so I see Dr. Vessels for a good amount of years. Oh, sorry, I said his name. It doesn't matter. The thing is, I saw him for a couple of years, and then I'm going to save this for another video. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my site, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.